Hi and welcome to Board Elf. Today we're going to talk about the game Between Two Castles of Mad King Ludwig. It's a game created by Stonemaier Games, working together with Bezier Games. They created a game which is a family game, which you can play with up to 7 more people. How amazing is that? First of all, I'm going to show you what's inside the box. Next, we will talk about some rules, and in the end, I will share with you my opinion about this game. Let's start! Alright, so please note that this game has already been played, by me of course, and all the tokens has been arranged in the special trays, which are also part of the box. And if you got a new one, you have to do it yourself, but this one is already cleaned up and it's pretty neat. Here's the rule book. It has quite a lot of pages, but the rules are simple, so don't worry about that much. There are lots of examples, and it's easy to learn and easy to read. Here's the first tray, it's the yellow one. There are the special tokens and some cards inside. Sorry for the light. Here's the sheet in which you can write the scores. You can also name your castle, and there are all the categories in which you get the points. You can make quite a lot of castles in this game. Here are the reference cards. There are 7 of them, so everyone gets their own. And it says the scoring, extra points you get. And here's the main tray, the red one. They're all the tiles from the game and the castles. Now let's look inside the yellow tray. This one has some special tiles and cards. Cards have different conditions and they give you more points in the end of the game. And there's quite a lot of them. We have 3 tiles. We have fountain, tower, and grand foyer. All of them have different scoring conditions, and also there are these small tokens which are also worth some points in the end. And for the big red tray, first of all, there are 7 castles. The yellow one, the lavender one, brown, blue, green, red, and gray. I love how they all fit in this box. There are also 7 starting tiles. Every of them looks the same, but they have a little bit different conditions to score points. And for the most important part of the game, every stack here contains 9 different tiles, which are rooms. We gotta build these rooms in our castles and score points for them. Like a key room, butterfly garden, tassel room, mold room, parking hall, between 2 rooms, parlor, cavalry room, archery range. There are different colors, and every room has a different condition on scoring points. And that's about it when it comes to what's inside the box. Now let's get into some rules and get to know how to play this game. King Ludwig wants a castle, and since the title says that he's mad, well, he doesn't want a one castle. You are the master builder and you're going to build one, but you're not going to work alone. Every player is going to build two castles, one with his neighbor on one side and the other with his neighbor on the other side. So you're going to work together to build the best castle. But the winner is only one person. First of all, you need to shuffle all the throne rooms, which are the starting tiles, and give one starting tile to each pair. So putting it between the players. Second of all, each pair can choose a player of their castle. You simply take the meeple and place it above the throne room. This represents the castles. Every player can get their own player aid card to help them remember the scoring and some special rules. Next, we're placing the yellow tray with all the special rooms and orange cards shuffled somewhere so that everyone can reach. The red tray, containing all the rooms tiles, is also supposed to be somewhere near all the players. The game is played in 2 rounds only, so it's pretty quick, so be careful what you're doing, because you don't have that much time. At the beginning of round 1, every player gets 9 of these tokens, and these are the room tokens. Now every player is looking through those 9 tokens in secret and chooses 2 of the rooms, which they're going to use this turn. They're placing it in front of them, and the rest of the tiles are supposed to be given away to the player on their left. Player chose their tokens, it's time to flip them and reveal what you got. You're supposed to take one of the tokens and put it on your right castle and the second to your left castle. After every player revealed both of their tiles chosen for this one turn, it's time to actually discuss the strategy with your partners. While choosing the tiles, you're not supposed to talk with each other. So there won't be a situation in which you can say something like, hey, I will take the orange tile, so maybe you can take the blue one if you have one in your hand. No, you are not talking with each other. The only moment you can actually discuss your strategy is the moment when you reveal what you have chosen for this turn. So you can say something like, hey, if the next turn you will have a blue token on your hand, you may take it, and if not, then we will see, because you can't talk with each other while choosing. After every player builds the rooms in their castles, in both of their castles, it's time for the next turn. What you do is take the 7 tiles you got from the partner on your right and choose again 2 of them, and give the rest 5 for the player on your left. The game continues until only one of the tiles is left, and that one tile is supposed to be put back in the box. And this is the ending of the round 1. Now the round 2 is starting. Remember that round 2 is the last one. Let's take a closer look at tile placing. You can always put some rooms next to the already existing ones. So like this. You can also build your castle up like this. Or like this. But you can never place a room up if there's nothing here, which is logical, right? If there's a tile with a blue frame, it's supposed to be a garden. You can put it anywhere you want, but if you put it up or even here, you can no more place any rooms above it. You can also place some rooms underneath your castle, but to do that you need the black tiles or at least the corridor tiles. The same rule, you can't put underneath rooms if there's nothing above them. Note that all the colorful rooms, so food, living, vitality, outdoor, sleeping, can be placed on the throne room level or above. The downstairs levels, so the black ones, can only be placed underneath the throne room level. And the corridors, so the gray ones, can place wherever you want. Now let's take a look at the scoring and the type of tiles. Starting with throne room. Here you get 2 points per these kinds of rooms placed like it says right here. And every throne room has a little bit different condition. It means that you can score up to 4 points for this tile. Food rooms are very similar to the throne rooms. They also get 2 points per the specific room placed like the tile says. Living rooms score 1 point per the specific rooms placed all around the living room. So you get 1 point per every tile placed like this with a specific symbol. Utility rooms get 1 point per connected kind of a room, specific kind of the room. But it doesn't have to be connected to the tile. It has to be, like if this one gets points for corridors, if we place one corridor here and second here, it scores 2 points. Outdoor tokens score 1 point per the specific type of the room in your castle. So you get 1 point per every single, like for example, food room in your castle. Every sleeping room works the same. You get 4 points if you're having all the other colors in your castle. Which means that if you have multiple sleeping rooms, you will just score 4 points for all of them, if you just can achieve this goal. If not, you just get 1 point for every sleeping room. Corridors work similar to sleeping rooms, so you get 1 point for every tile around this tile, but the color doesn't matter. What matters is this symbol. And as you can see, every tile has their own symbol here. There are 4 of the symbols, and in corridors you just have to find the ones you need. And for the downstairs, you get the points for specific rooms above or below the downstairs room. And now it's time for some bonuses. If you manage to gather 3 of the same type of tiles in your castle, you get the bonus. And they are pretty cool. First of all, if you have 3 food rooms, you can draw 5 tiles and place 1 in your castle. In the castle that has 3 of these. If you have 3 of the living rooms, you can place 1 of the tokens in the throne rooms. These tokens give you 1 point for every of this symbol on your tokens in your castle. You can have only 1 of these in your castle, and you can get it by having 3 living rooms in your castle. Next one is utility. For utility rooms, if you have 3, you can draw 3 cards and keep 1 of them. Now the orange cards will give you some points for the specific things in your castles. It's nice to have them, and you can have more than 1. It's just the other way of scoring. If you manage to have 3 of the outdoor rooms in your castle, you get a fountain. Fountain is a special outdoor tile, and it's worth 5 points. For 3 sleeping rooms, you gain the tower. Tower is another special tile, which gets 1 point for every other tile which is below it. So it's best to put it on top of a lot of tiles. Also note that you can't place another tile on the tower because it's an outdoor piece. For 3 corridors you gain Grand Foyer. And it's the last one special tile, in which you get 1 point for every tile placed around it, no matter what it is. And if you collected 3 downstairs in your castle, you can just choose any of the other bonuses I've just explained. The last bonus is for 5 of any regular room type. So if you manage to get not 3 but 5 of any of these rooms, you gain this, and this symbol represents the special room. So it's any of these 3. Now after 2 rounds, the game's over, and it's time to check out your castles. Are they really that great as you thought? Well, you're gonna need this because it's not that easy to see the scoring of every castle. You just need to carefully look through every tile and get the scoring for them. And now it's time for the twist, because you might think that the winner is the pair with the best castle. But as I said, the winner is only a one person. So how does it work? So every player built 2 castles, right? And got scoring of both of them. Then you choose your worst castle, and this is your final scoring. The person with the highest final scoring wins the game. It's that simple. So it's not like the best castle is going to win. The person who managed to balance both of the castles the way that both of them has a good scoring is the one who's going to win. Because if one of your castles is great and scored, I don't know, like 70 points, but the other is only 20, then your final scoring is the 20. I'm sorry. And now, what's my opinion on the game? First of all, I think this is a great title if you want to have that big gaming night with a lot of people. You can play this game with up to 7 players. And you know what? The downtime is still the same because every player takes their turn at the same time. So the downtime is non-existent at this game, unless you just pick your tiles very quickly and you have to wait for the others to pick theirs, but it really is short. Second of all, this game is very quick to understand and learn. It's a family game and literally everyone can learn how to play this game. There's not much rules. Third of all, I'm a big fan of the trades because while cleaning up the game, you just prepare the next game. You can just sort these tiles into piles of 9 and the game is ready to play at the next one. Next thing is how you have to cooperate with each other, with both of your neighbors, to make the most balanced castles possible. Because this way, you can actually win the game. And hey, have you seen how pretty the game is? I mean, all the room tiles are different, every room is different. There are many weird rooms like the pet room, the dog room or the puppy room, I think. The escape room, there's literally every possible room. Or not every possible room, because there's also an expansion for this game which gives even more rooms. I have never played it, but I wish I had, so it's on my wish list. I gotta admit, it takes quite a lot of time to count all the scores for every single castle in the game. The more players, the more castles, so unless you're the one who's counting your own one, you just have to wait until other players count their scores, final scores, and it takes time because you have to go through every single room in your castle and see if you get points for this one. Other than that, I'm a huge fan of this game. I'm always having such a great time while playing. We're doing the castles in all weird shapes. Last time we were playing, we have a turtle castle because it looks like turtle. The other time we had the underground one because everything just went down. We had lots of downstairs, lots of corridors, and we mostly had our castle underground. It was kind of funny. Sometimes you just know that one of your castles is not that great, but you still try and hope for the best. As I already said, I think it's a great game, especially for those big game nights with a lot of people. When you have new players and you want to show them something they can actually easily understand and play, and don't have to be that great at board games, because everyone can play this game. I'm having such a great time while playing this game every time that I would recommend it not only for the beginner players but also for the people who are experienced with board games, because looking for the perfect combination in your room is actually quite a difficult task. I mean, you can play it if you're a beginner and you're going to have fun, but if you're an experienced player, then maybe you'll find something more in the game. And that's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you feel encouraged to play Between Two Castles of King Ludwig. And if you've already played the game, please share your thoughts in the comments. That's it for today. Bye.